On today's show.
The marriage was hell, and I put up with it for a long time for the sake of my kids.
She was a cheat, you told us.
Yeah.
Including a 6-year affair with your now deceased brother whilst you were at work.
I found out when I got back from his funeral.
How dare you talk all these lies? I want the DNA test, and I hope that DNA test comes back that you are not my dad.
She describes you as the definition of violence, as a monster. She woke up at 4 o'clock many mornings as a kid and heard her mother screaming from the beatings.
And what about the beating where I was curled up in a ball on the floor and you were punching and kicking me?
He says you had an affair with his brother.
Of course he did. Tina was 2.5 and he invited him into our home.
So you didn't sleep with his brother?
And then he got sent to prison.
So you didn't sleep with his brother?
No.
The DNA test results show that Wayne she had behind his back, including, check this, a 6-year affair with his own brother. Wayne says that despite his DNA doubts, he did everything in his power to have a relationship with daughter Tina, but says that his ex-wife Dot has poisoned her against him. He's here today to repair that and get those DNA results. It's a massive day for him. Big welcome to Wayne, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, sir? Nice to meet you. You all right? Yeah, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah.
We always do this in a certain way, which is to try and give everybody a chance to tell their side. As I said in the introduction, Tina, 32, you're 55. You were with her mother, Dot, for a number of years. When the marriage ended, there were doubts. I talked about the affair with the brother, but let's talk about it from your point of view. The marriage, the doubts, and what you want to achieve today, Wayne.
The marriage was hell, and I put up with it for a long time for the sake of my kids, who...
She was a cheat, you told us.
Yeah. Once is bad, but, you know, more than once is...
How many times are we talking, pal?
That I know of, 5.
Including a 6-year affair with your now deceased brother whilst you were at work.
Yeah.
How'd you find out?
I found out when I got back from his funeral, and she told me.
Jeez. You said for you at that time, family was everything. You went to work. You tried really hard to give this woman everything. You ended up in debt, a monster £80,000 in debt. She repaid you by cheating. She repaid you by having a physical relationship with your own brother. In terms of her relationship, Tina, with her mother, said in the introduction, you feel that she's been poisoned against you.
Yeah.
In what respect?
Every respect. It's very hard to explain because I'm a very private person, and it's something that I locked away a long time ago and got on with my life. 20 years ago, when we separated, I had nothing. We had nothing. And I promised her one thing when I eventually got the courage to get rid of her, that I would do everything for my kids.
And you've done everything for your kids?
I have, yeah.
You said that I've handled so much grief over the years. I've done everything I can. I've nothing to be sorry for, but today, I want to know the truth. I want to have my chance to talk to, hopefully, my daughter.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I won't love her any more or any less if she isn't. I still love her.
What's your relationship like with Tina?
I haven't seen her for about 2 years.
The reality is that she has children. You could be a granddad.
Yeah.
So it's a huge day for you.
Yeah.
And from the abyss that you were staring into, you've come back, and now you're ready to deal with this head on.
I want a relationship with Tina, but the way Tina is with me, it's a mother coming out through Tina.
Well, her mother's backstage. This is about you and your daughter. Let's get her out. Thank you for that, Wayne. Tina's on the Jeremy Kyle Show.
How dare you, right, even
talk? Sit down, right? How dare you talk all these lies and these... Right? So I didn't see you, right? Punch Mum in the face, bust her nose while she was asleep in the bedroom. We were standing at the bottom of the stairs and you punched her right in the face.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I saw it. Don't sit here and lie in front of all these.
I only ever hit your mother once.
No, you didn't. No, you
Yes, I
didn't.
did.
I can count them. You've unscrewed the bonnet.
My first memory of Wayne is him smacking my mother in the face and their blood being everywhere. You didn't mention that, did you?
Yep, he's chucked paint down the stairs, gloss paint. He's chucked down the stairs. He's
No,
made a mess of the whole
was
house.
you there?
Yes, I was there.
No, you wasn't.
Yes,
What,
I
but
was.
when I
If I
threw
wasn't
paint
there,
down
how
the
do I know what
stairs?
colour paint got through down the stairs?
You
How?
wasn't there because you was out.
No, because you always made sure that we was in bed
you
right
don't
before you
underst-
started on Mum.
Tina,
We walked out barefooted in the snow. We
Tina.
climbed out the windows so that we could get across the road to call the police.
I haven't come here, right, to have this with you.
No, I want the DNA test, and I hope that DNA test comes back that you are not my dad.
She describes you as the definition of violence, as a monster. She woke up at 4 o'clock many mornings as a kid and heard her mother screaming from the beatings. You didn't mention that, Wayne.
No, there was no
Yes,
beating.
there was.
I wasn't
Yes,
there,
there
but
was.
she was.
In January last year, you turned up at my house, right, and I told you how I felt, and I said to you, why would you treat your kids the way you treated us? And your answer to me was, because I was stressed. I said, what, so if I'm stressed, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to beat my kids up because I'm stressed? No, it doesn't work like that.
Do you know something? I said yesterday I didn't want to come on here for a fight.
I didn't want to come for a fight.
I wanted to come on here.
But I want answers.
Because I wanted answers 3 years ago, Tina.
Well,
when I paid for a DNA test.
Why didn't that happen?
I wanted to go
wouldn't
ahead
do
with it. It went via my mum's solicitor.
No,
and
I didn't
something
go
to
by
do-
your mum's solicitor.
I got informed by my mum's solicitor.
It's nothing to do with your mum. Why didn't you two do the DNA test 3 years ago?
I wanted to go for it. In fact, I've got the letter in my bag.
He says that your mum has deliberately lied, poisoned you against him, and he is the innocent victim.
No, my mum hasn't poisoned me from anybody. If anything, when we walked out the house when we was kids, and we walked into care because we could not carry on living the way we was living. We was coming in from school, we were seeing him beating my mum up. We couldn't even eat our tea because
Why
he
would she
decided
make
to
that
knock
up, Wayne?
walls down.
Come on, why would she make it up?
No idea.
But I mean, that doesn't help me at all. Is she lying absolutely about the violence?
What I'm saying.
Were you violent to Dot?
Not in the way she says.
So you were violent to her?
No, I may have shouted and... No,
Did you
Shouted.
raise
never
your
violent.
fists to her?
Once.
Once.
Yeah.
On my kid's life.
OK, hold it there. Different stories. That's the point of the show. After the break, I'm going to head backstage. Wayne's ex-wife, Dot, is there. We'll also come back and do those all-important DNA results. Don't go anywhere, my friends.
And what about the beating where I was curled up in a ball on the floor and you were punching and kicking me?
You said that you feared for your life for years. You wished it
Loads.
could be over.
I live my life purely to try and keep him happy.
What about when your phone was off for 9 hours in our room?
Well, I told you.
And you told me you was decorating, then I found out you was at your ex's house. Come on,
Yeah?
tell him.
You go to Motormobile, yeah? You go in my ex's
Stop
house.
it, yeah,
I
but
bet
you've
you
been at your
animal,
ex's-
You won't get no signal.
Don't swear at me.
Thank you very much indeed. Welcome back before the break. Talking to Wayne and to Tina. Two very, very different stories. Wayne said, look, I was in a relationship with Mum Dot for 17 years. It was a horrific marriage. She cheated. She had a 6-year affair with my deceased brother. She told me that the day of his funeral. I left eventually, and I have had a terrible, terrible time. I've rebuilt my life, but my daughter, despite the doubts, and I want the truth today, has been turned against me, poisoned. You came out, surprising everybody and saying, no, you're not what you appear, Wayne. I remember the first memory is of him smacking my mother in the face, blood everywhere. We would wake as kids at 4 o'clock and hear this. We put ourselves into care because it was so bad. The thing that I want to say before I go and meet Dot is you don't even seem shocked by what she said.
No, I'm not.
Because you know it's true, that's why.
No, I don't know
Yeah,
it.
you do.
No, I know,
You do.
I know
You're
what
a
your
vindictive,
what your mother's
malicious
like.
But this
person.
isn't the mother, this is her.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. I know what her mother's like.
But she's
I
a
don't take
32-year-old
sides.
girl. Why would she lie to you
She
now?
wasn't 32-year-old when she put herself in care.
No, I
She
was nearly
14.
13. No, I wasn't 14. I was actually 12 because you two divorced when I was nearly 13.
Why did you put yourself in care?
Because I was fed up of... The day that it happened, I'd walked through the house and one of our friends had trodden dog poo through the carpet and I got the backlash of it. and he belted me around the face, he belted me around the backside, and I just walked out the house.
Did you?
Yeah.
No.
But you see, why would she make that up?
If I'd have done it, would I be sat here?
I'm going to head backstage and speak to Doc because she doesn't want to go anywhere near you for reasons that
Good.
you know.
Understandable.
She says she's scared.
I'm not bothered.
We're going to go to a green room. You'll be able to see this on that screen, which will make it easier for you to have an understanding. Dot, you won't be surprised. It's a completely different story. She says that the marriage was hell. He was violent. For Mum Dot, the marriage was a complete nightmare. She prefers to forget. She says that Wayne, made her life a misery. She wanted to be in this green room. She's too scared to be on stage. It's quite interesting how powerful the daughter is. Dot, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Interesting for me because I'm sat on a stage in front of a few people and I hear completely
Listening to
contrived.
lies, that's what it is. You're listening to lies.
He says that Tina.
Tina is a beautiful girl. She's got her own mind. She knows what she's had in her life. She said stuff there that I couldn't even remember.
What was the marriage like?
Oh, gosh, it was horrendous. Horrendous. He was cheating all the time. He worked on a fairground. He was cheating all the time. He'd come home. All I wanted was happy marriage, kids, a nice little home, and I really worked. I was the homemaker, I was the mum, and he was off playing away. But if I hadn't hoovered up, or done any tea for him, or scrubbed his jeans even at 1 o'clock in the morning, ready for the next day when he had oil from the machines, he'd go off his trolley.
He doesn't seem very
He'd go
happy. He seems to be
absolutely
arguing
off
with his
trolley.
potential daughter.
Well, she shouldn't argue with him. She should just cut him off for a minute, and she knows that.
You
because
say that he beat
he's
you black and blue.
He's a worm. He's a weasel. That's his nickname. He's a weasel.
He looks almost
That's what he
shocked
is.
by these allegations. You say
That's what he is. I remember. Do you know what, Jeremy?
Talk to him. Tell him. He
I
can hear
had
you.
forgotten, right, about the bus nose twice. I only remembered one of them.
Yeah, because you
And
was
I
all the time.
remembered the other, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow, I couldn't
Yeah.
even remember
Typical.
that. And you know damn well. And what about the beating where I was curled up in a ball on the floor and you were punching and kicking me at 4 o'clock in the morning? And I'd forgotten, actually, that poor Tina and had run out in the winter, in the snow, in bare feet, to go to a neighbour's to get them to call the police.
Can we ask
Can
about...
you remember that? The bus nose upstairs when I'd gone to bed because I didn't want to argue. And you walked in and just punched me without saying anything.
You said that you feared for your life for years. You wished it
Loads.
could be over.
I live my life purely to try and keep him happy.
Yeah, right.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Because otherwise
That
you'd
is
get beaten.
true. I didn't dare do or say anything.
Wasn't
for
he in
what
and out
sort
of prison a
mood he'd
couple
be
of
in.
times as
He
well?
was.
What'd you
He
go to
was.
prison for then, Wayne?
Violence.
Loads
being
of
beaten.
stuff. He'd be embarrassed if I said one of them.
So, Wayne,
Wouldn't
why'd you go to prison, Wayne?
Come on, tell us.
What, the last time?
Yeah, all the time.
Was for not
All
doing
the
community
time, every
service.
time, starting
Kicking somebody's
from...
head in as well.
No, it wasn't. I got acquitted of it.
Kicking somebody's head in with a pair of steel toe cap boots.
Right?
Is that true?
Yes,
No.
fairground stuff.
Hang on, how many times was I arrested?
Loads of times.
Go on.
Do you know what?
Loads
the
of
police
times.
even came to the house, right? I'll tell you what, I didn't want to... Please forgive me, God, right? Because I did not want to come here for any conflict
No.
or confrontation.
No, and
I
I've been
really
saying
didn't,
that for
because I
2
don't need
days.
it in my life now.
Where's
I've got God
he
in my
going?
life, mate. And I'm on a
Oh, you're going for a
spiritual
worm off, are you?
journey, and I
Because you
don't
Come with
need
me,
to
let's
be
do
out
this.
like-
'cause this is
I'm not going
for
on
the
there,
sake
no.
of your daughter. Look, she's walked off. Come with me, let's find your daughter. This is ridiculous. This is not fair on this kid, is it? 32 years. You told my team he made up the story about... I mean, he says you had an affair with his brother.
Of course he did. Tina was 2.5 and he invited him into our home.
So you didn't
And
sleep
then
with
he
his
got
brother?
sent to prison.
So you
and
didn't
said to
sleep with his brother?
No.
He
His
said you
brother-
told-
His brother was
He
a
said-
far better man than him.
He says that
and
you
we
told-
got on like brother and sister.
You'd go and dump £10 Easter eggs.
This is ridiculous.
We
She
got
says
on
you
like
made
brother and sister.
Who-
There was
who
no physical thing at all, and you know that. How could we have a physical relationship? Don't talk rubbish.
You
So come
didn't
again.
mention that you did hit her when I talked to you. You didn't mention you'd been to prison. The truth is, you sit there looking
Panda,
shocked as
do
if
you know
butter
what
wouldn't
my
melt.
nickname was in Panda?
Panda.
Panda.
because of the amount of black
that
eyes
was my
that she had.
nickname.
No,
Yes, it
no,
was.
no.
It really was.
You beat
And you
it
can
now.
ask a load
This-
of people in
I'm not
They
even
used to go, "Here
interested,
comes
Jeremy,
Panda."
anymore.
And you're not
Well,
interested
yeah.
because you know it's all
Exactly,
true.
Because
exactly.
this is
Going
why
over
this is
ropes.
30 odd years I've had to put up
But
with.
No,
why
you
would
haven't.
they make it up?
No, you haven't.
Did you ever cheat on him?
I had a fling once. And I
did you?
did tell you about that.
Who
And it
with?
wasn't even out.
Was that around the time of conception?
Oh, no,
So there's no doubt in your
There's
mind.
no
that-
doubt whatsoever.
So the big question is, if there's absolutely no doubt, why the hell haven't you been in her
And the
life for that?
fling
I'm
had-
speaking now.
the fling
Why haven't you
had-
been in her life for
I've had no
32
choice
years?
because of
The
her.
fling I had
I've got no-
was
I-
not
Hold on a
me
second.
going
Me and
out
Tina-
Why haven't
anything.
you
Wait a
tried to have a
minute.
relationship without
Wait a
her being
minute.
involved then?
What,
Did
the
you hate
relationship
me?
with my dad?
Did you hate me as much about 8-9 years ago, right? When I was putting money on
When I
your
gave you £2,000 that I half paid you back, and then I moved into another house and you
Money.
said, there you are, take that as the deposit.
Money.
Right? And then I got
said
nothing
that.
but stick.
Money.
Yeah, you
Yes,
said that.
yes.
And I got
Money
nothing
makes
but
him
stick
You
for that.
paid
Money makes him
£400
tell.
back of that £2,000.
No, I
You
paid
did, because I had it
£750
in an
back.
envelope in the wardrobe. I'm moving out. I'm getting another
£2,000
house.
isn't much for 32 years of not being around,
it?
pal, is it?
You owe me a lot
This
more
ain't
than that.
about
I mean, don't you
Yeah,
both have to
yeah.
answer the question that your kids were better off putting themselves in
about
care than
money.
being in this
They were.
relationship?
And I'd actually forgotten that that was when it initially started, that I got the strength
Who's
actually
Glenn?
to go, sorry, I'm not coming back. And I took 3 days off
Wait a
work.
minute.
I took 3 days off work and I got a 3-bedroom
Look me in the
flat.
eyes. Is he the man that she and you say? Is he this violent thug that...
Yes, he is. There's no doubt.
Have you poisoned her against him?
She's my daughter. She's
I've
got
seen
her
it all
own
with my own
mind.
eyes.
So
She's
why
got
are you
her
here?
own mind.
Because he
Do you know
said
what?
throughout my whole life that he thinks that my mum's had an affair with his brother, and she came out with it at his funeral.
Who's Glenn?
My partner.
Can we get Glenn to join us in this pod, please, ladies and gentlemen? Let's get Glenn out, because I think that's quite important as well. Do you believe she's your daughter?
You know. She can't answer it because he
Next to him, I'll
knows.
stand up. You're all right.
He knows his brother.
Glenn, what can we say? What have you known? Because you've been with Tina 8 years. I mean, have you met this guy before?
I've met Ben a few times, yeah.
And?
Just stories I've been told.
What do you buy? Do you buy this guy or do you buy what she says? What do you believe?
I believe these two. I don't believe Wayne at all. Because,
Yeah.
well, they all can't be wrong, Wayne, can they?
Pardon?
They all can't be wrong.
And Glenn's seen a little bit of.
You wasn't
You were the
even
way
there.
you are.
You only know what you've been told.
Yeah, by,
Am I right? Am I
by
right?
the whole
You only
family.
know what you've
by the whole
been
family.
told.
They can't all be wrong, Wayne, can they?
But Glenn's seen
I'm
how
not
you
saying-
treat people.
So what about
It's
the
the
pictures of the
poison
grandkids?
from
Seen how
on
you
the handle
treat
of the door?
people.
Listen, let him speak. Go on, say it.
What about the pictures of the grandkids you put on the handle of the door and done one?
You did
Yes,
see the kids.
yes.
You did
Do you
see
know
the
why?
kids.
It's
And then do you know
all
why?
kids, and they
Did
called him
anybody ever ask?
Grandad.
Did anybody
Called him
ever ask
Grandad.
why?
Yeah,
Do you know
I
why
rung
I
you up
did
and you
that?
said
You says,
why.
don't want,
No, no.
sorry,
No,
why,
no.
why don't want them pictures? And then 2 weeks later, you rang Tina up and says, they bagged up my computer. If that was the case, you would have
You'd have
said that
said it
first
first
time.
time.
Right. Do you know why I put them on the door?
Because when I
Why
asked you,
should-
you said, what the do I want with them?
No.
Yes, you
Why
did.
should I have pictures around my house when I can't see my grandkids? I love
They won't be
Relationship
your
with your
grandkids.
grandkids.
If you don't think she's yours, how can they be grandkids?
I
You're really
brought
good
her up
dad.
for
You're not gonna be a good
I brought
granddad,
her
are you?
up. I brought Tina
Do
up
you
as far
honestly
as I-
believe she slept with
Your
your brother
mum.
for 6 years?
No,
You said-
not for 6
wait,
years.
go on.
No, not for 6 years. No,
But
I
you
think-
believe there's a chance that your deceased brother is the father of Tina?
Yes.
Here's the thing
Oh,
that,
dear
can I
me.
say, here's the thing I don't buy, right? Here's the thing, I speak to you and you're very calm and then all these allegations. Now, I've done this long enough to know that people do say things and sometimes they can back them up and sometimes they not. And I could buy you for the first 10 minutes, but do you know why I don't? Now I think there's no passion. If somebody came on national television and told me or made out that I was this thug, this bully, this whatever I...
Because I've heard it all before, do you know what I mean?
Oh, dear.
I've heard it, I've had this for 30 odd years.
Let's do those
I've had it
all-important
for
DNA
20
results,
years.
well, if I can.
I've had it
Just
for
say one
20 years
thing.
since I divorced her.
So that-
her,
so
her
that since I divorced you-
poisoning Tina
One at a
and Lee.
time, yeah.
I did things for Tina. I treated Tina very well when I was earning money. I was giving her money every week, right?
You can't buy love with
I
money,
even-
Wayne, can you?
Pardon?
You can't buy money with love.
I wasn't trying, I was doing
Well,
it.
that's what you just said.
Do you know the mistake I made, Glenn? right?
Beating your wife up?
No, the mistake I made
Numerous
was
times.
not taking her
Hundreds
bills off her
times.
and paying them
Forget
myself.
money, did you beat her up?
No.
Molly, I've just
No, and I
lied.
can
genuinely-
look you in the-
what?
And I can look you in the eye and say...
And you
You're a liar.
genuinely believe she had sex
What's that
Yes.
scar on
Yes.
the head there? What's that scar on your head
Yeah.
there?
you
When
know
you
what
punched
that-
Mum and she smacked you around
No,
the face
no,
with
no,
the
no, no,
telephone
no.
receiver.
Ah, yeah,
Yes, she did.
She was
I
on the
don't
phone
forget.
to the police.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you didn't want her to ring the
Right.
police, and you
You
pulled the
broke the
wire out
line
and she
out.
smacked you over the head
No,
with
no,
the phone.
no.
You pulled the
No.
line out because I was on the phone to the police, and somewhere God gave me the strength to
To
go
turn around and go bang.
whack.
Does anybody want to know the
And
truth?
that's
Yep.
it. And
Shush
no,
then.
Can I just clarify
I know
that?
the truth.
Can
I
I
know
just
the truth.
clarify
Well, can I
what
do
she
this? No,
just
can I
said?
do this? You believe that she had an affair with your brother.
Yes, yes.
I know the
The
truth.
DNA test results show that Wayne,
Is.
after 32 years,
Tina.
Yeah.
of course she's your biological daughter.
You've lost her now, Wayne, that's it.
He knew anyway.
I lost her a
He
long
knew
time ago.
anyway. Jeremy.
Is all the 32 years you've said to me, I'm not your daughter,
a very
I'm
good
not your
show.
daughter, Mum's had an
You've put
affair,
on a
blah,
very
blah,
good
blah.
show.
There, the proof is in the
Put on a
pudding.
very good show.
Who's put
Yeah.
on a very good
You
show? Right, I'll tell you what, we'll come to another one, right, and we'll do lie detector results then.
I'm
of
walking.
who's hit who.
Do you want me to be really honest? Do you want me to be really honest?
Yeah.
The only person who's put on a show is you, my friend. You do not come across as natural.
No.
I buy what these people
I'm
say.
a private person. And
No,
I
you're
don't-
not. You're actually pretending that you're not what you probably used to be, which was a bit of a nasty thug.
You don't need
That's
to
why
And you
nobody
think that by
likes you.
coming out here, everybody will buy it.
Because you've got no family.
I buy
That's
him.
just what I was
I
going
buy
to
him.
say.
No family
That's what I
anyway.
was going to say.
Hey,
It's a
because you
private
spoiled it,
man.
Glenn.
No,
She
you
spoiled
ruined
it.
it.
He's
No, I
a
haven't.
private
What
man.
have I
He's
ruined?
no friends.
What
His
have I ruined?
family don't
How many
worry
affairs
about
did
him.
I have? One.
Oh, I've been told loads.
And to quote on something you said, when I
daughter,
left...
Do you know what? This can go on forever. The last
Yeah, it
word is
can.
with you,
He
right?
has got another daughter.
What's going to happen here?
I'm getting on with my life, I don't want you in my life, my family's life, my kids' life.
Fair comment.
You've done it yourself.
Shut up.
Take your number out your phone as well, Wayne, please.
And yeah,
Now.
Wayne,
Doesn't
yeah, he won't
look.
listen. No, he won't listen. He's a
Doesn't
weasel.
even look shocked.
Weasel, no, I hate
Doesn't
him.
even look
I'll
shocked.
tell you, Jeremy, right?
Just to
this-
wrap it, yeah.
This is how sick he is, right?
Right.
He's money. Honestly, money makes him tick, right? Christmas, a couple of Christmases ago, when he met his grandkids, and he was quite happy they called him Grandad, he spent fortunes on big makeup box things.
Doesn't matter
for the
about the
eldest
specifics, go on.
No, it does, but he spent a lot of money on them, right?
Not gonna win,
Tina
am I?
and Glenn
Not
at
gonna
the
win.
time weren't working, but they bought him a present, and it was one of the bathroom packs, yeah. And you know what he did with it? He threw it in the bin.
You've proven the truth. I think most people watching this would buy your story. The way now is to move forward and leave all that in the past. You got a
Yeah.
good man, you got a good mum. We appreciate you coming on. We're going to ask you to sit down there and spend
I
some
just
time with
hope
Graham.
God now forgives me because I should not be sitting here.
We
So-
appreciate you coming on and sorting it out for the sake of Tina. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Good luck to them. They'll spend some time with Graham. And coming up next, the woman who says she refuses to have a baby unless her partner can prove that he is not a cheat. I'm right back.
What about when your phone was off for 9 hours in Arran?
Well, I told you.
And you told me you was decorating, then I found out you was at your ex's house. Come on,
Yeah?
tell him.
You go to Motormobile, yeah? You go in my ex's
Sorry,
house.
yeah,
I
but
bet
you've
you
been at your
animal,
ex's-
You won't get no signal.
Don't swear at me.
Thank you very much indeed. Welcome back. My next guest today, Nikki, is convinced that the reason her boyfriend Aaron is accusing her of cheating is because he's the one who's been sleeping around. She says another woman told her on Valentine's Day that she'd had sex with Aaron, so they both take a lie detector test. And Nikki says if this guy fails, this relationship is over for good. It's a big day for her. Nikki is on the Jeremy Kyle Show that way.
I don't know.
Right, listen, it's very easy. I understand it's difficult for you. Don't worry about the audience. We'll get through this as quickly as we can. You and Aaron have been in a relationship, and you say today, I want to find out if this guy is up to no good. Just give me some reasons as to why you doubt him.
I think it was a day before, a day after Valentine's Day. I had a text off someone,
Another woman?
yeah, on Facebook,
So brilliant. Saying what?
saying, "Oh, hi, sorry, I don't know you, but I know your boyfriend Darren. 2 weeks ago, was on the park, and he was kissing me and rubbing his bits against me.
He was doing what?
Rubbing his bits against me.
Rubbing his bits against you in the park? Good God. Anyway, you say, well, that would be enough to wind most people up because this has been quite a good relationship and you're quite into this guy. You say that that there's just too many things that are adding up in your head. And you say that this guy, right, spends his entire time saying that you're messing around and that you think that that's guilt. Is that right?
Yeah.
What was this picture message you received? Brilliant. This is, you got a picture message of him.
Yes, of the same woman, a picture message of him naked.
Well, that's bang to rights. Then what? Totally buff?
Yeah.
So at that point, you'd go, I've heard this rumour, I've seen this photo, why don't I finish it? Why are you here?
I just want to know the truth.
This is really interesting as well. When she came here and she said, I want this proof because I see this picture of you in the buff and all these sorts of things, we said, do the lie detector, Aaron, and he didn't want to do it. Why didn't he want to do it?
He said I don't need to do one.
I think he does need to do one. Think he's going to fail?
I'm 50-50.
If he does, I'll show you. If he does fail, what are you going to do?
I don't know, walk away.
Aaron is, I don't know whether it's just an excuse from him, but Aaron is saying, you know what? I believe you're up to no good with another bloke, so you're here today to prove that you're going to pass that. There's nothing going on. It's all about you, Aaron. You accuse me all the time. I've had picture messages, I've had text messages, I've heard all these things. You refuse to do a lie detector test. I think you're going to fail. That's why we're here, right?
Yeah.
Right, should we get him out? This is Aaron on the Jeremy Kyle Show, ladies and gentlemen, that way. Welcome to the show, Aaron. You've been hearing rumours, your reasons for doubting Nikki are you've been hearing rumours from another guy. We can't be too specific. Yeah. What's this guy been telling you, buddy?
Well, he keep ringing me up, saying, Aaron, I just want to let you know I've been Nikki 16 times. Why they gone away onto...
Have you cheated on him?
No.
So why would this guy say he's had sex with you 16 times?
I don't know.
Jealous? Something like that?
And apparently he got evidence. He bought Nikki new clothes, Nikki knickers, condoms.
What?
He'd been Nikki...
Hold on a second. He's accused you of several things. He says this man's bought you underwear, and in return for a BlackBerry you had sex with him. Do you... Wait, you have to answer that.
No, I didn't.
You didn't? No. OK.
How come I keep having, like, for example, 3 days ago, I've ringing you, like, 42 times, no answer. As soon as I put the phone down, 10 seconds later, I had a phone call of this guy saying, I know you tried to ring in Nikki because Nikki don't want to pick up the phone because I'm Nikki right now, right here. Every single time, I've got voice recordings, prove it. I just off, to be honest. My mind is...
Stop swearing. This is very serious for you. I'm going to keep this together now. This is very serious for you because you love this woman, don't you?
I do, yeah.
You had her name tattooed on your neck. Spelled incorrectly after that.
N-I-C-K-Y. Nikki.
You don't spell a name like that, though. It's N-I-K-K-I. You didn't ask her before you got it tattooed, did you?
Before we had it done, I said to you, how you want it? Do you want it N-I-C-K-Y? You say yes. And that's what
That's not how you spell your name, is it?
My name's Nikita.
Yeah, but you want it N-I-C-K-Y, do you not?
What did you think? Talk to him. What do you think of the tattoo? Nikki, are you going to say anything, or are you just going to sit there?
What's up, cat got your tongue?
No, Anne.
Well, talk then. Nikki.
What about when your phone was off for 9 hours and Aaron?
Well,
And you told me you was decorating, then I found out you was at your ex's house. Come on,
yeah?
tell him.
Yeah, decorating. I was.
No, you wasn't. So why did you turn your phone off then?
No signal. You go to Motormobile, yeah? You go in my ex's house.
Sorry, yeah, but you've been at your ex's...
You won't get no signal.
Don't swear at me.
Oh, so hard.
So you don't trust each other, really?
Yeah.
And in the middle of all of this, you've got a child.
Yeah.
Not together, thank the Lord. A child who sees all this rubbish every day, yeah? And what was this you told my researchers, you stupid man? I want to have a baby with her.
No, she want a kid.
Well, let me tell you something, right? Either don't have sex or wrap it 50 times, because the thought of you two having a baby is quite simply one of the worst things I've ever heard in the history of the world, OK? Don't even consider it. What?
This guy, yeah, apparently, he said, this guy said to me, I swear down on my family's life, Nikki done this, Nikki done that to me.
Then why don't you leave her? What are you going to do if she does fail the lie detector?
Yeah, but she keep crying down. I keep telling her.
What are you going to do if she fails the lie detector?
I don't know, to be honest. I
Oh,
don't
just
know
stay
what-
around going, I love you. I've got your
Listen,
name tattooed on my neck.
Shut your mouth. But listen, let me get my
If
words
she's
out.
cheated, what are you going to do?
I don't know.
Why
I don't know. I don't know.
Here's
Top
the
of my head.
million-dollar question. Why didn't you want to do the lie detector?
Because why should I? I know I'm the victim in this. Because listen, yeah, I just want to find out the truth. Every single time I keep having threatening phone calls.
So you feel like you're the victim? I mean, I understand what you say. You're the victim, yeah?
I keep having threatening phone calls. This lad going to put a bullet in my head if I don't leave Nikki and all this lot.
Okay,
And Nikki crying on the phone.
What
all
are
the
your
time. And
family like about this relationship? John, specifically, your brother. What does he make of it?
He thinks it's just a joke.
Really? So do I. Let's get John on the Jeremy Kyle show that way. Well, we've met before. How are you?
I'm all right, yeah.
What's your thought of this? This is just...
Well, just watching it backstage, if I didn't know you two yet, I would say what he would say, you walk that way, and sort your lives out. I really would.
I mean, no trust.
No.
Nothing at all. Accusation, counter-accusation. What the hell are they doing together? And this kid, and I know you made this point to my team, which I think you're very right to do so. I mean, thank the Lord they haven't got a baby, but there's a kid witnessing this rubbish.
Yeah, I know. Precisely. Like, what's going on?
You've got to answer, Nikki. You can't just sit there looking surprised.
I don't know, to be honest.
Well, you need to know. It's your son, innit? At the end of the day, he's witnessing all this. And
Yeah,
you know he
don't
is.
forget, you might be pregnant with my kid, or...
What did she just say?
She might be pregnant. No, it's about to Jill yesterday.
She told us yesterday she wasn't pregnant.
Yesterday, you told me last night you're having this butterfly stitches and you told me what you used to do when you're pregnant with K1.
I hope to the Lord.
having the same
I hope you're
symptoms.
not. Did you tell him that last night?
Yeah, I
And
did.
did you tell my team you weren't? Different
not
things.
100%.
Why are you having unprotected sex, you two? It's ridiculous. Let's do those lie detector results. I stand here and it's just a joke, this is. Why do you think he was cheating? The naked picture from another woman. Yeah? What else? Come on.
His phone got turned off at...
And you say that's because there's no phone signal in Melton Mowbray. It's my favourite line
No,
ever.
not on... It's hard to
We
get
are...
this
All right,
signal.
whatever. We asked...
Whatever you say, no.
What?
You heard.
Well, what would you say if you were stood in front of this joke of a relationship? He's dead right. There's no trust. What have you got? We asked Aaron. Oh, hold on, here we go. Don't know if you know this, Pinbatty Luggold's trying to look interested. At the start of the test, Aaron admitted kissing another woman at the start of his relationship with Nikki, but said that he told you about it. Is that right?
He said that was before he got with me.
OK. Right, well, that's a lie then, isn't it? You said it... Hello?
Yeah.
Concentrate. You said to us that you kissed another woman at the beginning. She said you told her it was before you were together. What's the truth? Precisely. Since the start of your relationship with Nikki, have you had sexual intercourse with any other person? He said no. Do you know why he said no? Because he was telling the truth. OK? He's cracking. Brilliant. Then we asked him, since the start of your relationship with Nikki, apart from the one time you admitted to, which is that, have you passionately kissed any other person? He said no. Do you know why he said no? Because you're a dirty little liar, aren't you? Come on!
I ain't even done nothing.
Oh, do me a favour, mate, before you start, because I've been doing this a long time. You passed the sexual intercourse question, so we know you're a liar. So what are you going to say? Precisely. In the park, was it? Since the start of your relationship with Nikki, have you had sexual contact with any other person? He said no. And you lied on that question as well.
No.
Oh, no. No. How elegantly put. You didn't have intercourse, but you did something else, didn't you? Truth? Yes or no?
I was under stress. Even the bloke said to me...
Pathetic. Whatever. You want to get gobby with me, you didn't want to do it because you know you're a liar. And you respond by having a go, do you? What do you think? Are you going to say anything? What does it mean to you?
I don't know.
That's why you didn't want to do the test, wasn't it?
No.
Because the test is right and you're wrong, aren't you? Admit it.
I've got nothing to say, to be honest.
We asked Nikki, since the start of your relationship with Aaron, have you passionately kissed any other person? She said no. There's a surprise. She was lying on that question as well. What a complete joke. I'm not surprised, actually, that there are people laughing at you two, because this is the most ridiculous relationship I've ever heard. Do you want to tell me the answers to the rest of this damn lie detector test or not? What is it going to say?
I'm lying.
On all of it? Because you've had sex with another, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's cheated on you. She's lied on every question. And he's cheated on you, and he's lied on too. And the only damn thing that we're interested in, as he quite rightly says, is your son. Because you're a joke, and you're a joke, and you shouldn't be together. Concentrate on the kid and go, he's dead right, what's the point? Yeah. Oh, that's it. That's it. Look, I'm not even following that. Listen to your... What are you doing? If you don't want to be with him, why stay?
I don't know.
You've got to know. You must know. What does he see in you? To be honest, what does he see in you? What do you see in him? You're 4 months in, you're here.
He's left the building. He doesn't even want him. He's gone.
And
Darling,
when you come out of here, he's going to be ringing you.
You can't be with somebody because you... Do you know somebody told me one day? People stay in relationships because they're too scared to be on their own. I'd be saying this to you. Whether it's another or him, I think you should be concentrating on being a mother first and foremost right now, because your son's seen enough already. What are you going to do?
My son don't see it because I don't...
You know as well as I do he will have picked up on it. What are you going to do? Are you going to run out and start calling this, or are you on? Are you going on with your life? What's happening?
Going on with my life. My son don't even see none of this.
So it's over, is it?
Good.
Your relationship is a joke, and you're making the right decision, John. Thank you very much indeed. Go that way. Give him a round of applause. To join me after the break, when we'll be catching up with past guest Paul and Lee, whose lives were changed forever when I revealed the most shocking DNA results I've ever had on the Jeremy Kyle Show. I'm right back. You are having a physical, sexual relationship with a man that you love, that you want to marry, and at some point... somebody or some series of things tell you that this guy could be your half-brother. What does that do to you?
It makes me sick.
Graham, this was an absolutely massive day for this couple, and I think that everybody that saw that was touched by what happened to them and the news that they received that day. Yeah. You've been in touch with them. What's happened?
I think anybody that watched this show would totally understand the devastation that happened on that day for these two brothers. And I have been in touch with them.
How are they doing?
And they're doing really well. But it has been a difficult time. And I'm only pleased to say that they're coping really well with the situation.
Now, the people watching this want me to ask the obvious question, and that's what I am paid to do. They were in a physical relationship. They were in love. This had built over 2 years. This wasn't an instantaneous thing. And then they received this unbelievably shocking news. They're, in fact, brothers. Yes. Has the relationship ceased? Are they friends? Where are we at with it?
Their relationship has moved, and it's been a very difficult transition, but it has moved effectively from an intimate relationship to a friendship. And it's also been difficult for Paul, because Paul didn't only discover that this was his brother, he also met for the first time his mother.
Massive changes.
Massive time for both of these brothers. But they are progressing well.
Okay.
They're both living independently in separate apartments, and they have effectively been able to build a friendship.
They've sent us a video message.
They have.
All right, take a look at this, my friends.
My mum really well, and my brothers and my brother Lee, isn't it right, Lee? Yes, it's been all right so far. It's been okay. We're getting on pretty well. The family's accepted him and everything else like that. We're just saying thank you to everyone and everything else like that. Saying thank you to Jeremy Kyle, Wesley Graham and everything else. So I'm saying thank you. Thank you.
I think, you know, we do a lot of stories on this show, but so many people have asked me about those two guys, you know? The odds of that happening, of finding your own brother online, to talk for 2 years, and then to begin a love story, in effect, and to have that shocking thing. And I say all the time about this show with DNA, people come for the truth. We're going to continue to support them.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think people do understand, you know, how difficult a time it's been for both of these boys. I really do believe everybody would be empathic about these two boys. What's important is this, and that is that they're coping really, really well.
OK, well, listen, we'll continue to support them. Thank you, Graham. I am for this morning out of time. Don't forget, if you want to be here on the show, you need my help, visit the website. Details are on screen now. To the guests, to the audience, and to you at home. We'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.